And right now, it is time to go on the docket with attorney John Patrick Dolan.
And he joined us live in studio this morning. John, thank you for coming in. So early.
Good morning.
A little cold outside there today.
Very chilly out there today.
Well, tell us about Jodi, is it Arias?
Jodi Arias. They're getting to the end of the defense case in the trial over there in Arizona. And the real challenge in this case, it's a potential death penalty case. In order to be a death penalty, at least have a penalty phase, you have to have first-degree murder conviction. So the challenge for the prosecution is, what's the motive here? How do we explain why this happened? Can we show premeditation and deliberation, which is required for first-degree murder? The defense is trying to show, look, this was a rage killing, this was a heat of passion situation. It wasn't something that she planned out. It just happened because she had a real high level of emotional outburst, which is witnessed by the 27 stab wounds and all that. If the jury decides that it was a heat of passion killing, then it can't be first-degree murder, and then there will be no death penalty phase. If they, however, say, well, she was upset, but she planned this all out, and she knew what she was doing, and she had time to reflect, and it still is a first degree, then they would go into the second part, which is a penalty phase. So right now, the jury is being pitched by both sides. The interesting thing is the prosecution is trying to say this is a rage killing, and that sort of plays into the defense hand. So it'll be interesting to see what happens, notwithstanding what Nancy Grace says on a regular basis here on television.
Well, that's, of course, out of Mesa, Arizona, and she allegedly killed her boyfriend.
Yes.
Okay.
And, you know, it's interesting that you bring up that case because that kind of got overshadowed last week. You know, at first we were seeing back-to-back coverage of the Jodi Arias case, and then, of course, what happened with Christopher Dorner, the alleged cop killer. And so the question is now, of course, the manhunt continues, but if he is caught, what's going to happen next? Well,
if he's caught, my personal view is I think it'll be highly questionable that he's taken into custody alive. I have a feeling that he's either going to commit suicide or it's going to be suicide by cop. It just looks that way based on this case. However, the interesting part is now they've reopened the hearing that was supposedly the basis for his losing it and eventually going on this rampage. There was an administrative hearing in which he suggested that his training officer had kicked a mentally ill person, but he didn't put it in his report and later on told about it, and he was charged with fabricating evidence, and that was upheld by an employment discrimination case in the Superior Court, although the judge was a little concerned in the Superior Court. LAPD has now reopened that case. I don't know that that does anything. I mean, you know, the logic of I'm going to go kill people because I don't like how the hearing came out is a little bit questionable. So it's a difficult case, but were he to be apprehended, he faces or could face the death penalty both in Orange County and Riverside County now.
Wow, death penalty in 2 counties. Thank you so much, John, for joining us this
morning.
morning. If you want to find out more about John Patrick Dolan, all you have to do is go to his website right there on your screen, dolanlawoffices.com. The time right now is 26 minutes after the